Bonjour, everyone. Hi. This is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to Communications from Home. This is my weekly evening live stream here at Star Nations, and we are broadcasting from two different places tonight. Yeah, you heard me right. We're on Facebook here at Star Nations Organization's main fan page, but we're also casting into YouTube live. Yay. I tell you what, you know, it's kind of fun. And we're on a beta with our partners at Be.Live. And so we're helping them test out the simulcast. And it's kind of fun. I've been looking for this for years and years. And so here it is. You know what they say about manifesting? Geez, guys, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. So welcome, everybody. Tonight's show, I'm hoping for a really lively spiritual conversation, because the topic of this show is called Why Be You? Why Be You? Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to be yourself sometimes? You know, and why we depending on who we're with sometimes, we may even kind of slide into an old persona that we thought, where did that come from? I haven't done that since I was in high school or college or in my last marriage, you know, that kind of thing. And so tonight's topic came to me from an audiobook. Can you believe that? Just like Clarissa Pinkola Estes had some information for me. Well, of all places, I'm going to fill you in on that in just a minute. But I'm hoping you guys could help me out with something. Is to love or like. That would be great. But more importantly, is to send this particular live stream to a friend or a family member or somebody that you think would like to be a part of the conversation, or maybe they've been talking about this already, and you're thinking this is just not a coincidence, right? It's not. So go ahead and send it over there. I'm going to do the same thing. And I had promised that I would send it over to some friends of mine, right? So, but first of all, I'm sending it over to my personal newsfeed. Here we go. And then
I already shared it to your newsfeed.
I'm sorry?
I already shared it to your newsfeed.
Oh, okay. Too late. It's on there twice now. No problems. It's all right. And I'm going to, if I can do it on Messenger. Timeline, no. Because we're doing this a little bit differently, what I notice is I can't share to Messenger when we're simulcasting. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Okay, well, we're just going to have to leave it at that. If they'll let me out now. Let me out. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we are. Yeah, that is so weird, because I usually be able to send it over to, friends that have asked me, next time you're live, could you please let me know? Send it to Messenger, right? And that option isn't on my phone. Oh, well. It's just going to have to be okay. So I'm so glad you guys joined me this evening. Thank you so much. Those that are in the live chat, I appreciate it. And those that are going to be watching by the recorded version, thank you so much too, because, that means that you arrange something in your day to watch a recorded show, and we do appreciate that. And for those that you are in the live chat, let's have a good conversation with this one, because I'll tell you what, this is how it came to me. Um, I was all done with the Elder series. I had listened to all of Clarissa's books and written a few articles and, for the magazine and, did some journaling. And so it felt complete, right? It felt complete. We have one more piece to do together. I'm hoping we're going to put together a eldership ceremony that we can do online together. And also I'd like to start maybe a council of elders or something for Star Nations, something like that. So you're going to hear more about that. But all in all, for the live stream shows, I felt like we're moving on to a new topic. All right, so I was listening to my spiritual team, it's like directing me where to go. And it was like, you need a new book. Yay. First of all, I love to read. And it was like, no, you need a new audiobook. Okay. What would I like to read this time? Right. And so I'm scrolling through topics and that kind of thing. And I do like autobiographies when they're written by the actual person, not somebody making up something for them. Right. And so I found one, and I do like her as an actress. And her name is Sally Field. Does anybody remember Sally Field? And all the movies that she's been in and the different television shows since she was just a very young lady, teenager, right? Yeah. So I found her book. I think it's All the Pieces is the name of it. And it's an audiobook. And I'm listening away, and I usually listen to these books, these audiobooks in the morning when I'm getting stuff prepared for mom and, getting myself ready for the day. And what I heard her talking about, not in these particular words, but the way she was relating her early life and even parts of her current life was, why was it always so hard to be her, to be herself? And I know most of us in our younger years probably felt that way at some point. And even in our adult years, sometimes I'm sure that you found yourself in that point. And I have to say that this is by no coincidence that my team pointed me in that direction for that particular book with how she was phrasing certain things, is that here we are, all of us, amidst the grand awakening, the grand change, right? The shift of the ages is what they're calling this time. And, we see a lot out there in the world. We'll call it 3D. We see a lot of unrest and just a lot of angst, right? A lot of fear, right? And when we're not grounded, we end up in that mix in parts of our day or parts of our thoughts. Might not even be a whole day. It could just be a moment, right? And many of us are taking a breath and saying, well, wait a minute. What do I really want? How do I really want to do this? Right? A lot of us have. A lot of us here at Star Nations have. You just saw Connie's show, Constance Shearwater, Spiritual Mysteries of Life. What a great show. But she was sharing with you that she has some things that she has to work out and wants to investigate and to be available to be able to be have the freedom to be able to switch gears with hardly any notice, right? And so she was taking a break from her show. And of course, when she told me about this a few weeks ago, of course, I love her. I'm going to support her as the best I can in however she wants to do this, right? But she's not the only one. She's not the only one. We have Mervyn. We have Polly Joe, right? We have Patty Heredia. Yeah. And I'm sure that there's also community members that are feeling similar. So I thought this might be a very good time to have a conversation about this. And so I'm hoping you'll join me in it. Rob, could we take a look at who's all in the house and saying hello? Julie Hedges is here. Hey, Julie. Good to have you here, lady. Good to have you here. I have a big question to you too. Deb's here too. Hi, Deb. Good to have you here. Yeah, I saw you guys were on a road trip. Looked like fun. Julie says, looking really great with a sunny background. Yes. I'm up at Star Nations Academy broadcasting, and it's gorgeous, hot and humid out there, but kind of cold in here because the air conditioner's on. Lots of mosquitoes. Is there any mosquitoes by you guys? Lots of mosquitoes here. Violet. I saw Violet. She popped in. Hey, Violet. It's good to have you here. Hey, Violet has a huge sale going on right now. Did you guys see her post? Violet's organic herbals. And she has, I think it's 33% off. And this is a semi-annual, I think is what you called it. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. Free shipping too. It's good stuff. You know, her body butter is my go-to. I love that stuff. You might say I have a new addiction. Thank you, Violet. We'll have to post your link there too. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. Since I'm kind of hemmed in right now. Rochelle says, hello, Neshi. Hello, Rochelle. I got your phone call and your message. Thank you for calling and leaving me a message. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to call you back maybe tomorrow and we'll have a little chat. Okay? All right. We can do that. Jane's here. Yay, Jane's. Good to have you here, lady, and shared. Thank you so much. I love your profile picture. Like that. I had to take a double look at it. Rochelle said, had a hard time getting to you. Really? Well, we are doing something a little bit different, Rochelle. We don't have a scheduled broadcast the way we usually do. And that's because we're simulcasting into YouTube. So those people who'd rather watch by YouTube, you can catch me there right now. Eventually we'll add all the other shows on that Rob is producing for, but right now it's just me for right now, and I think we're going to be adding Maureen on Thursday. And so yeah, we don't have the link that we would normally send out with the promotion. So yeah, we'll try to get better at it. You know, we're trying to help out with this beta, and as we help Be.Live out, we actually get to do something a little extra with YouTube. So hang in there with us, Rochelle. We'll make sure that you guys get the link as soon as we get it, okay? All right. Rob is saying, what kind of people hang out on YouTube? I don't know. I do during the day when I'm working. I don't usually watch television, but I'll do a walkabout on YouTube. And so I'll flip through the videos and live streams that are going on, and I'll have it on while I'm working, just to catch things here or there, get some ideas. I've got some ideas for Julie Hedges. I was watching some lady doing tarot cards and astrology all at the same time. It was fascinating. And so I've got some ideas for Julie. So yeah, I kind of hang out there. I do. Out there in the background. Rochelle says, shared and grounded. Yay! Thank you, Rochelle. And I'm so glad you're grounded too. More of us should be that way, right? Keep encouraging everybody to do that. It's going to be so much easier for us. Yeah, thank you, Rochelle. And what a great topic. I know. Why be you? Why? We're going to get into that in just a second. Sally Field is great, the Flying Nun. I know, right? A lot of people know her from that show. Smokey and the Bandit, yes. Yep. She didn't have a very, very pleasant childhood. Karen's here. Hello, Karen. Good to have you here. Hearts back to you too, lady. Love that. But, yay, thank you. If you could actually get your link, that would be even better. So much easier for them. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah. See? Share the link, Violet. Go ahead and do that. Yeah. Or Rob, if you can head out there and grab it for her, that would be great too. Hi, Anne. Anne's here. I love Anne. Anne, you're going to have to come back and visit. Yeah, Julie says she listens to YouTube almost all day. It's kind of like just having something on in the background. I listen to all kinds of stuff, stuff about Ireland and Scotland, and some things, like more current stuff that we're not going to talk about here. It's like the Me Too movement, that stuff. Yeah. Try to keep my ear to the ground on some things. Water protection, treaty rights, that kind of thing. Thank you, Julie. Jane says, quite a few groups doing the simulcast in the past couple of weeks. Yes, there's been a huge shift, a movement that I think they were working on it for a while, and they were going to launch it like in April. And with the COVID stuff and people out of work and things closing down, it was just difficult for them to roll it out. So here they are with doing it now. But you're right. There's other companies that do the simulcast too. It's just, I like Be.Live. I do. And can do some pretty cool things with it. So yeah, simulcasting. You know why I was looking for it, Jane? Why I was looking for a way to simulcast is because we can reach more people, more souls. We can. It's a little bit bigger platform for the show hosts, and so their message and their service gets out to many more people. So that's why I was looking for it, and here it is. It's manifesting. Thanks, Jane. I love it. I really do like her profile. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Rob. He's such a producer. He's such a guy in a good way. And there you go, Violet. We have your link up. And for those that were looking for it, 33% off. That's a lot. That's a lot. And plus free shipping. So go out there and see what she's got. I tell you what, body butter. And it comes in different fragrances. When I mean fragrances, I mean essential oils. Okay, and she uses therapeutic grade oils. So yeah, it's good stuff. I also like her toothpaste. Paul's actually using the toothpaste now too. I showed him why. I made him read the stuff that Violet sent me. All right, so let's get started on the topic. Why be you? Okay, why be you? Now, when we were, many of us, much younger, and let's go back to our preteen and early teen years. Those are usually the hardest. You maybe you went through puberty, or you're going through puberty and you just don't know, right? And you got lots of things going on in your life, and it's just a lot of unknown. And usually that's when we have all the angst about fitting in or not fitting in, usually, right? Now, fast forward. Usually your late teens and 20s, they're not quite as bad, right? You get a little bit more freedom, and you want to test out life. But when you hit your midlife, let's say 35 to 45 or 50, right? And you have your life kind of in a flow. You might have your career. You might have it's something that you're earning money, right? You're putting a roof over your head. You're putting food on the table for your family. You got life, right? And then all of a sudden one day you think, God, is that all there is to this? I get up, I eat, I go to work, I go to bed. I get up, I eat, I go to work, and I go to bed. And we start asking ourselves, what else is there? There's got to be more to life than this, right? And then we start looking for what else is there. And some of us kind of go off on we'll call it that walkabout, right? Some of us, we do that midlife crisis thing. We try to regain our youth, right? So, and we have a hard time being ourselves because we're in that shifting, that changing, and we really don't want the life that we have. We really don't know what's in the future, but we could recapture maybe our youth, right? Okay. And then, for women anyway, then menopause hits, and you go through another change, another different way of being. And so you're wondering, why do I want to be me now? My God, I got these hot flashes. And, it's just uncomfortable. All these big changes. Well, here we are, current day, and there's a lot of people across Grandmother Earth that are going through something very similar. Why be me? What do I have to offer? Why am I not doing what I love? Why am I doing what I hate? So we're asking ourselves that thing because we were put in a position by a microscopic being that literally put everybody two-legged in a big weight pause, Pause. Right? We slowed down. Many of us did. Put us in a position where our normal routine, our usual routine got upended. For some people, literally the rug was pulled out from underneath their feet. For some people. For others, maybe it wasn't quite so dramatic, but still they were questioning, right? Questioning. Have you guys done that in the live chat? Have you found yourself, maybe it might not be so big or overt, right? It might be more subtle. You might be sitting there one day with your cup of tea or cup of coffee, and you're beginning to think, where am I going? What do I want to really do? Who am I? Right? Rob is saying, there is that dank existential moment when you begin to think that the hokey pokey is what it's all about. Exactly. And which way are you going to turn? Did you know that most people turn clockwise in the hokey pokey? Why? Why don't they turn counterclockwise? I know why. And this is kind of an ancient truth, okay? This is the way some people used to do this. Counterclockwise is the act of undoing. A lot of Celtic beliefs have that. Going counterclockwise is the act of undoing. And clockwise is the act of doing. That makes sense? Yeah. So sometimes before we go, I lead a group into the medicine wheel. We'll do a counterclockwise walk 4 times around the entire huge undoing. It's the undoing belief systems or anything that might be a block as you go into the medicine wheel. So, and it really works. It really does. So that's that hokey pokey. Which way do you turn, Rob? Clockwise or counterclockwise? But then again, that clockwise, counterclockwise, when we're doing our meditation for grounding and we're bringing in that creator energy, and I have you guys do that that gentle spiral for women clockwise and for men counterclockwise. That's just a balance. It's a balance your female and male energies. That's why. It centers you. Yeah. All right. So sorry about that. My sisters is having a conversation, and I keep having the pop-ups come up, and it takes my vision up because something flashing. All right. So why be you? This is something that I've learned. Okay. Something I've learned along the way is that it takes a heck of a lot less energy output if you're just you. If you are you and you don't have anything covering up, or you're not wearing a mask or anything like that, it just takes a lot less energy output, which means that you have more of your life force energy to put toward other things like your gifts, right? Like something that you love to do. That's why. That's one of the biggest reasons why be you. Because it's all about energy allocation. Where are you going to place your energy? Where do you want to place your energy? Yeah. Here's one that's a little bit as an example, probably that more people, some people go through, and that is as in a career. What title do they hold, right? So, for instance, mine used to be Yvette Lokotz, program planner, state of Wisconsin. That's not me. I was good at it, but it wasn't me. And then Yvette Lokotz, director, United Cerebral Palsy mobile program. It's been a long time since I said that. Yvette Lokotz, publisher. Yvette Neshi Lokotz, drum maker. Now, which ones do I enjoy more? The drum making and the publishing. Yvette Neshi Lokotz, spiritual teacher. Those three bring me joy. Those other ones, not so much. The other ones were more about career building, right? More about career building, and what describes you. What describes you? Very interesting. Think about that for a moment. What describes you? There is. I was going to do this in January, and there was a time when I thought, yeah, that'd really be fun. And I want to share it with you. I might do it at some point. But what I was going to do was I was going to do a 5-day challenge in the academy, actually, called a personal mission statement. Why be you? Personal mission statement. What does that mean, right? Well, a personal mission statement is one that I'm going to read you what I wrote back in January. A vision statement describes what you want to achieve in the future. That's a vision statement. A mission statement is based on the present and how you want to go about living your life. A vision statement inspires you to get specific goals and accomplish certain things. Okay? And the reason why this even came up is because it was New Year's and the changing, and we were heading into a brand new year and a brand new decade. It was all before all the COVID stuff hit, mainstream media, right? And this is one of the things that came to me because I love listening to Queen, the band. And one of Freddie Mercury's album covers is called Lover of Life, Singer of Songs. Lover of Life, Singer of Songs. And I thought, wow, that is I know it's an album cover title, but what a great mission statement. It describes him. Lover of life, singer of songs. So why be you? Why? What would you use to describe you? Your mission. Isn't that kind of what we've been going through, is slowing down so we could take a look at some things, do that inner reflection? And I know Julie's in the house, and she's been helping us understand where we're at with all this astrological stuff. Holy smokes. How confusing can it be, right? With all the eclipses and the retrogrades and planets, the converging of them, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. So why not? Why not take some time, a little earth time, and do a little pondering? What is your mission statement? Why be you? What would it be for you? For Freddie Mercury is lover of life, singer of songs. What would it be for you? I know. Some people it might be a little challenging, or a lot of challenging, right? Because they might be doing something they really don't want to be doing. Maybe many of us in a certain generation, this is going to sound familiar. You select a job or career where you can earn money, where you can make a lot of money. You don't choose a career where you are using your creative thoughts, your creative talent, like music, like artwork, like writing or poetry, right? Now, best to become, I don't know, an IT person or or a lawyerist or, a professional kind of thing, right? Yeah. And so maybe you put your mission, your soul's mission, maybe off to the side, right? So we could do that walkabout with the ego. Something to think about, I think. Thank you to Sally Field for bringing it up, because otherwise it would have been, I'm sure we would have found something else to talk about. But my spiritual team certainly wanted us to have this conversation. So let's do that. Rob, let's bring up some of the comments, okay? Where we left off. It's like reading a good book. Where did we leave off? Julie says, clockwise, also called docile or sunwise. Counterclockwise is Winderschen. That's right, the undoing. Winderschen. I haven't read or heard that word in a while. Winderschen. A little German. Rob says, counter. It's just natural. The clock moves that way because of the illusion of the sun moving that way. The earth actually rotates counter, as do all planets except Venus and Uranus. So, yeah. See? And why does it have to be so complicated? Baseballs played counter. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I had it in my head. I was doing a home run. Oh yeah, you run that way. James says, yes, the first few described what you did not who you are. Know who you were. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that some of that is just being two-legged. That's why we're here, is to do those life lessons in soul growth, right? And so for me, this is my 2 cents. When it comes to the surface, when it boils up to the surface, right, is to take the opportunity to look at it and say, what is this about? Why are you bringing this to me now? I'm talking to my spiritual team, right? Because we had that discussion about Sally Field's book. Why this book? Why her? Right? One is that she's a very recognizable actress. She has a very large range of characters that she's played. That if we take a look at how we live our lives, that most of us have had a very large range in what we've done in our life. Right? And for some of us, we can see that full circle coming. That's what Constance was talking about tonight for a little bit. She said something that I loved it. It was one of those golden nuggets, right? She says, I've lived long enough to experience a full circle. Yeah. And I have to say that somewhat, I have too, somewhat. In my younger years, we're talking childhood, is Native American dancing, powwow dancing. When I was just little, like 6 years old, 5 years old, I was a performer. I was a dancer. And I danced up until I was 17 professionally. Yep. I even did powwow competition dancing. Danced in front of crowds of 2,000 or more people in huge parades. right? Yeah. And here I am. I was in my mid to late 50s, and here we are. I'm back in front of lots of people, back in front of my friends, really. Um, and so it's kind of like a full circle, you know? Yeah. Full circle stuff. Interesting. So your personal mission, your personal mission. If you could just do it in like a few words, not like paragraphs, right? So for instance, Freddie Mercury's, right? See if I can type this out without taking a whole lot of time. Freddie Mercury. It was lover of life, singer of songs. A personal mission. Even though it was a title of one of his albums, when I read that, I thought that is a perfect personal mission statement for him. Lover of life, singer of songs. And so I had to sit back and think, God, if I did that for myself, what would it be? Right? Yeah. And so I extend that to you. Extend that to you. Um, and so when I was thinking about mine, pondering it back in January, a lot of communication, and teaching. Something to think about, something to craft, something to create, something that describes you, right? And who you are and what your mission is. Gotta love it. Freddie Mercury. I know a lot of people don't like Freddie Mercury, but hey, he was not somebody who lived by other people's rules. That's for sure. I might say he was a rule breaker. Okay, now I'm going to date myself. How many people watched Live Aid? Remember when they did that telecast of Live Aid in the 80s? Do you remember that? And how many people watched that? Billions of people watched it. Yeah. Rob, may your Mercury be more Freddie and less retrograde. That's right. Mr. Fahrenheit himself. Yeah. Why be you? Why be you? Like I said, I know for sure, for me, it's about energy allocation. It's so much easier. It's less tiring to be the real you than it is to be an aspect of what you think someone else thinks you should be like, right? And the older we get, the less patient we have for that too. I do know that too. It's like it just doesn't doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to waste my energy like that. I'd rather not, thank you. Be polite about it to some people. And sometimes you just have to come right out and say it. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. And there's some boundaries, right? There's some boundaries to it. There is your solar plexus, your heart chakra, and also your throat chakra, right? Yes. I'm just listening to what my team is saying. Yeah, they like that last one. They did. It's like doing high fives. Yeah. So you have to really take it in for yourself. I think it's such an individual situation, right? Yes. In that description and how you define it for yourself. You have to be able to also set that boundary that this is you. This is you. Yeah, and there's also that exercise that I've shared with you guys on a few occasions, and that is looking into the mirror and looking into your own eyes and saying, I love you. Right? Yeah. When the first time I ever did that exercise, it was hard. I couldn't hardly do it. I was the tearing up. I couldn't look at myself in my eyes, and yeah, it was hard. But it changed. It shifted over time. And now when I do it, I can look at myself in my own eyes, and when I say it, I really mean it. And I really, really mean it. Yeah, soul growth, right? Lots of healing work. Lots of healing. And so we have that part of our earth walk. Yeah. All right, Rob, can we get caught up with comments, please? Why be you? Yeah, because you're very unique. Julie says, my mission, I create sacred space for a meaningful dialogue with the soul. Ooh, I like that. I create sacred space for a meaning dialogue with the soul. Yeah, I like that. And you do. You do. You do. I have a big question for you, Julie, that I'm hoping that maybe we'll do a show on it next month or next week. It's about the North Node. I'd like to talk a little bit about that, maybe a little bit more in depth. North Node happens to be going through Sagittarius for 18 months, so I need to know more about it. All right, so what's next, Rob? Thank you, Julie, by the way. I love Freddie. Jane says, I do too. I do too. A little bit of magic. I like that song. I watched the whole show. Me too. I did. Live Aid, yes, I watched it. And there were so many firsts that happened on that day, right? The money that was raised, how many people watched it, how long Queen was on stage. Yeah, it was good. Rob says Zeppelin got back together with Jason Bonham. See? Good stuff. Good stuff. Jason Bonham. Deb says learning to live to be rather than live to do. Ooh, that's another good one. Learning to live to be rather than live to do. Deb, that's where I think that phrase, I am that I am, right? It's a very powerful phrase. I am that I am. And I know that many people who are, have the religious background, right? They recognize that one. But it's huge. It's a very powerful statement. I am that I am. I am joy. That's my hashtag. I am joy. Yeah. Yeah. Good one. Rab says, of course, you two rock the house. Not more than Queen, I'll have you know. Julie says, I was watching Live Aid for Madonna early in her career. Yeah, I was there for Queen. That's for sure. That and Elton John. Yeah. Karen says, wow, I would need time alone to craft a personal mission statement. Yes, it would be something with home and compassionate witnessing. Yeah. Yeah. And Karen, honestly, it's times when we just have a quiet moment. It doesn't even have to be like, a half hour or an hour or anything like that. So, like in those quiet moments, like, and we all have them in our daily rituals, right? In the morning, in the evening, in the afternoons, I usually take a short break from Star Nation's work and taking care of mom, usually between 3 and 4, something like that. Like today, I jumped on a short live stream with you guys because I just wanted to share the rain and the thunder with you guys. But to take just that few minutes with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just, daydream about it, right? It's like, who am I? What's my mission? Why be me? What is that? So yeah, good for you, Karen. And when you come up with it, please share it. If you want to share it here in this thread, or if you want to share it over in one of the private groups, we could do that too. Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you. And I think it deserves a little special time. Violet says, creating love, helping people love themselves. Oh, creating love, helping people love themselves. Yeah. Love. Jane says, draft mission statement would be OBOD, tree sister and weaver of dreams. Oh, I like that. I like that. Tree sister and weaver of dreams. I know OBOD is important too. But tree sister and weaver of dreams. I like that. That's actually a great title for a book, Jane. That's a great title for a book. Paul's here. He's picking up Georgie. I know. George was sleeping behind. See the screen behind me? He was sleeping behind the screen. My guys. Okay, so yeah, that's a great title for a book, Jane. Think about that one. Tree sister, weaver of dreams. Love it. All right. Next. Do we have a next? Yeah. You know them druid types. Why, yes, I do. I like them actually. Those tree huggers. I like those tree huggers a lot. All right. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, that why be you? When I was sharing with Paul, because he was asking me, so what are you talking about tonight? And I said, well, I told him about it. He says, yeah, why not? Why not be you? And I said, well, that's another way to say it. I've got to leave out the negative word. Why be you? Why? We all carry in us that creator's spark, right? The creator's light. And we wanted to be here in these two-legged bodies, to have this experience, to be able to use all those gifts that we have in a spirit, right? And to be able to apply them, use them while we're in a physical body, and to learn another way of being. Right? Yeah. I've always been an optimist. I've always been that person that says, yeah, but what about that? Right? The silver lining. Right? Not just the glass half full, but the glass is full person. I've been called Pollyanna I don't know how many times. But there is something about the excitement of what we can create and who we are in that creation. Because we are creators. We are creators. And so we're here doing our earth walk in this particular combination of being male, female, or maybe not even, right? Some people, because what is that called? Being fluid, right? Yeah. Having an experience that way, or being your hair color, eye color, skin color, where we chose to live, all of it, so unique, and yet we're all in this together. We're all interconnected, and so whatever I do affects you, and whatever you do affects me. So when we sit back and we consider, why be me, and how do I express that? What's my mission statement? We have an opportunity, a chance to really step onto our path in such a way that we are creating a movement, that we add our energy to a movement. I'm looking at the time. I know I'm at the top of the hour, but I have to say, yesterday when the news broke about the Dakota Access Pipeline verdict, that they had to stop producing oil, sending it through the pipelines, that they have to empty the pipelines, and that there's going to be a full impact environmental study done. Do you know that takes years to complete? You know, water protectors, that was in 2016, you guys. And some of that was actually even before that, 2014, it actually started. All these years later. And some of those people literally put their lives on the line for the sacredness of water. Yeah. And so yesterday, adding my energy to that movement by putting the post there and posting the No Dapple song, the Minnie Wachoni song, you know, and played it several times and sang with it, right? So do you see what I'm getting at here? Do you see how just the few minutes that we take to consider, why be you? And what is my mission? What do I stand for? Yeah, I know. Love that. We got to put that one up, Rob. Minnie Wachoni. That's Lakota. For those who might not know, that's a Lakota phrase. That means water is life. Minnie Wachoni. It's Lakota. And you're right. You know, there's nothing like walking in a store when I had a certain T-shirt on. I think it was Protect the Sacred T-shirt on, and I was walking in Walmart, and I heard somebody yell, "Minnie Wachoni!" They saw my shirt, and so I answered them, "Minnie Wachoni." So it's adding your energy to something, to that as well. It's a part of your mission, right? As a part of your mission. So I want to share a couple things with you guys before we say good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you're at around Grandmother Earth. I should say good morning. Is we have several things coming up. I am currently working on the July issue of Star Nations magazine. We got the final PDF. All the editing's done. Yay! And we're into the optimizing and getting ready for the 10th, July 10th, when we publish. We're so close. We're so close. I think you guys are going to really like this one. It's all about a lot of sunsets. Let me tell you that. And the picture from my editorial came from a community member here. So I'm hoping you guys will be able to see that. And as promised, we have more online classes coming up. Yeah, and I'm going to be posting the classes that we've already had, and you'll be able to get those, purchase those online, so that you can take the class recorded. Okay, so here, first of all, I don't know, Rob, were you able to upload those pictures? Oh, yeah. So, law of attraction. Ed Langdon, he's going to be doing his law of attraction part 1. He's going to have 2 parts. The first part's in July, and the second one is in August, I believe. Is it September? Anyway, here's part 1. July 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern time via Zoom. And so, yes, I can't wait, because Ed is our resident law of attraction expert. And so he's bringing his basic law of attraction class to us, and can't wait. When you change your thinking, you change your life, and that is so true. And so he's going to be teaching teaching that class with us. Saturday, July 25th, we have the link if you're interested for PayPal. If you want to do a deposit kind of thing and the balance, you're going to have to wait for it to hit the website because we need to get that up on the website. But I did a quick PayPal link for those of you that said, yep, that's me. I'm doing it. So, and Rob is going to list that as well. And then we also have another thing that Ed is doing, and it's the meeting with the guides. And that's August 29th. August 29th. And so, yeah, this is a very interesting way of channeling. It's not posting questions ahead of time. It is all about channeling live. Yeah, and so you can meet with him, and there'll be a channeled message, and yeah, and so the intention is to uplift, inspire, and awaken. It's going to be a good one. If you've ever watched Ed's show and he does the channeled piece, yeah, you guys are only getting like this much of what he and the guides do. Yeah, yeah. I think that's the website. I think I gave you the. Did I give you the PayPal? It's a short link. If not,
You did not.
Oh, rat! All right, I'm going to have to put it into the comments after the show then. Okay. Sorry, guys. I thought I sent it to Rob. Sorry about that. I was doing a lot of work this afternoon. I probably sent it to Julie. I forgot to put you on there. All right, and then got one more, and then we're gonna do. Oh God, I honestly, you guys, I have never taught this class via online. It's always been an in-person class, and so I had to do a little rework of it. But the journey of remembering online class, it is about manifesting. It is about ascension. It is about learning how, or actually saying remembering how, to be able to be from the tiny space of your heart. And the first thing that you're going to create in October when we finish up is your Merkaba. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. I've never done this via online before, so but many of you have been waiting a very long time for this, and so here it is. We will be meeting 6 weeks. The challenge that I just finished up last week with you guys, the challenge of remembering your joy, was a part of this. Yeah, because you have to be at the frequency of joy to be able to create from the fifth dimension. Yeah, it's a lot easier than you think because we already know it. As a spiritual being, we already know this. As a two-legged, we have to do a little remembering, and that's where I come in. I can give you a hand with that. So this is going to start September 20th, and it's going to run through October 25th, 6 weeks with me. And visit the website, and it's going to lay it all out because this is pretty intense. We're going to be meeting 6 weeks, but I'm also going to be doing a 1 hour coaching calls with. We're only taking 12 people for this one. Yeah, 12 people because I want them to help me flush it, get all the bugs out of it before we take it bigger. So they'll be the founding members of the journey of remembering. And so, yeah, visit the website because that's where all the details are going to be at. So if you feel it, to feel the draw, please come join us. Come join us, and we will be together for 6 weeks. Yeah, 3 hours a week. I know. Sundays. I picked Sundays. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Now, I also encourage you to take some of that pause, that time that you would be just taking a break anyway, right? to get a little quiet and do a little pondering, a little insight work about why be you? And what is your mission? What is your mission statement? Remember, it's short, very, very short. If you can remember Freddie Mercury's Lover of Life, Singer of Songs, you want it that short so that it's very easy to remember and it goes directly to the heart. Right? Yeah. So I encourage you to do that. I'll be doing the same thing right along with you. So with that, you're right, Violet. Violet was, thank you, Violet. She jumped up and said, that's me, I'm in. And so she says she can't wait for the class. And me either. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. All right. So enjoy the rest of your evening. And thank you, Rob, for producing. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for being here with me and watching the recorded show, if that's what you're doing. I so appreciate it. And we'll see you next week, right back here for Communications from Home. And we'll have another great topic, another good conversation, spiritual conversation. With that, Baba Mina, that's Potawatomi for until we see each other again. Love you guys.